morning. I really hope y'all can hear me. I am sitting in my car. My son is in jiu-jitsu class, so I thought I'd pop on live with y'all and go over something that I really have been wanting to talk about. I'm not going to keep it long. I'm talking short and sweet. Is fear holding you back? I want to just give it like another minute just to see who all is going to join. For those of you who are joining me live, welcome. Those of you who are watching the replay, comment replay in the comments and just let me know. I really hope y'all can hear from my heart. When I first became an esthetician and I went out and I was looking for a facility, I was terrified to sign a lease. And I realized the place that I rented probably for the first 2 years of my business, I did it out of fear. I was like, oh, let me just pay for it by the day. Not that I couldn't afford to pay for it month to month or have some long lease. I was just afraid. What happens if you step out and you fail? So I wanted to share some things with y'all today to help you step past fear, to not let it hold you back. So fear is an emotion that can be crippling. It absolutely can hold you back, and it can hold you back or stop you from accomplishing goals. It can delay you accomplishing your goals in a timely fashion. There's fear of success. There's fear of failure. There's the fear of change. There's so many different types or levels to the fear that either way, you're just afraid to do anything, to take any step, because you're just not sure what's on the other side of that action. So I know, at least, and I'm going to tell you some things from my personal experience and some things that my clients have told me. Sometimes people compare themselves to what they see on social media. So you see the other esthetician who has a huge spa business, or you see the esthetician who is selling lots of skincare products, or you see a coach who's booking lots of clients. It doesn't matter what you see. You see a girl who looks like she's happily married and she's got a whole family. You see the girl with the pretty bags, the great shoes, and she stays traveling. So you're comparing your life to their life. The difference is this may be your day 1 and that may be their day 992 or day 10,364. The levels that you guys are at are always going to be different. And for those of you wondering why I'm looking down some notes. I took a couple of quick notes and highlights that I wanted to hit. Social media is a big way of making something look one way, and it may actually be very different. Now, some people get on and they tell the absolute truth. They tell you their highs, they tell you their lows, but then there are some people that get on and only tell you their highs, so it looks like their life is perfect. But then there are those people who get on and tell you only their lows, so they're always complaining. People who complain all the time typically like other people to come in and complain with them, so they want a pity party. So you don't want all the good, you don't necessarily want all the bad. You don't want to see one thing and you're constantly comparing yourself to that thing. So I just want you guys to keep that in mind. You cannot compare yourself to anybody else, because nobody else is in your shoes. So you cannot allow fear of, I'm not like them, I don't look like them, I don't act like them, my business isn't like theirs, but they're succeeding. So you never make a change, you never step out, because you're so afraid that you're different from someone else and you want what they have. If you want what they have, then you need to sit down and write it out. This is what I want. This is what success looks like to me. This is what success will feel like to me. This is how I'll know I've been successful, if I can do these things. Then you need to sit down and write out a plan, an action step on how to do those things that you want to do. Whatever it is that you saw and admired in someone else, you need to write it down for yourself and really define what it's going to look like for you. Because success for somebody else, traveling all the time, might not be what you really want to do. It looks great, but traveling can be work. You're going to have to pack your stuff up. And if you're a mom or a wife, you got to make sure your children are taken care of. You got to make sure your husband is taken care of. You need to make sure your household is taken care of. If you have pets, you need to do a lot of things before you can get up and travel. Then you have to buy your airplane tickets. You have to secure accommodations. You have to, when you get to your location, you want an itinerary. You want things to do. Some things must be booked well in advance. Sometimes you have to secure a passport if you don't have one. And at least right now in the U.S., the backlog, I think, of passports is quite long. So there are lots of steps that may come with traveling, and you just might not be ready for all those steps. So just because someone else can do it doesn't mean you should do it or you can do it. So sit down and write it out. Break it down. I was talking about how not comparing yourself to someone else, because we're all different. We're different people. How I talk is different from you. How I carry myself is different from you. How I think is going to be different from you. How I treat my client's skin is going to be different from you. You and I could go to the same aesthetic school. We can be taught from the same curriculum. We can be given the same products. We can be given the same face protocols. And then we sit down and we still do one thing differently. Meaning, like, we can get the same client. I come in, I give the client a facial. You come in, you give the client a facial. Now remember, everything was the same. You had the same equipment, the same products. You were taught to do it the same way. Your protocols are different. But your client's going to have two different experiences because you are two different people. So that's why you can't compare yourself to what you see on the internet, because everything is always going to be different. Now, I've kind of broken down really briefly some different types of failure and why you shouldn't be comparing yourself to other people. And if you see something, you're inspired by something, what you need to do if you would like to achieve that. I want to leave you with a few more things. If you think fear is holding you back in any regard, start thinking and speaking positively. Stop saying, I can't do this, I can't make it, I haven't done this, I can't. It's not going to be in your vocabulary anymore. No matter what you see today, what you see happening in this instance, it's always I can, I am. You're going to speak positively. You're going to think positively. And every time something negative comes up, let's say a positive affirmation or a positive confirmation. I prefer affirmations over confirmations because affirmations, you're speaking now, present tense, they're short, they're succinct, and they mean a little bit more. Personally, every morning my son and I get up and we do a long list of affirmations. We do them audio now, like I pre-recorded us saying them, and then the recording says it, and then we repeat it. It takes us maybe less than 10 minutes. He has a slew of affirmations to help him with school. I have a slew of affirmations to help me with my job and my life. Being a mom, being a wife, being a business owner, just being productive. And those are the affirmations I focus on. As I'm saying them, I'm thinking about them. I'm visualizing them. So I want to encourage you all to do that same thing. So when you have a moment where you think something negative, I can't, I haven't done, I'm struggling, start saying a positive affirmation or a positive confirmation. I want you to also focus on your purpose, focus on your passion, and focus on your goals. If you can continue to keep your goals and what you're aiming towards, then you can continue to push. I know a lot of times we get discouraged just because, again, you might see something going on in life, or you might wake up one day and you go, oh, I'm 40, I haven't made $1 million. I haven't done whatever. So you get discouraged. But if you keep looking at your goals each day and you're looking at your action steps, you're looking at your wins, whether they be small or big, which I do encourage you all to track your wins, whether it's small or big, write it down in a little journal. It's something like this. And so when you have those moments where you're discouraged, you can go and flip through it and you can go, you know what? In the past week, I had 3 wins. I didn't have to fight with my kid to get him up to get him dressed for school. You know what? I had a great win. I had a 5-figure day at the spa. Or you know what? For someone who's just starting out, you know what? I sold 2 products to clients today. It doesn't matter what size the win is. If it's a win, put it down. Write it down. Because when you have moments where you're feeling discouraged, you just need to pick me up, you need some inspiration, you can go look at your own list of wins versus looking at social media at someone else's wins. So, another thing I want you all to do is to acknowledge what can be holding you back. Whatever it is, you have to acknowledge it, you have to deal with it, you have to address it. Sometimes you just have to take some action against it. The next thing I want you to do is every time you move forward in fear, or every time, again, fear hits you, you want to think about a way to combat it. You want to think about something positive in its place. You're going to think and you're going to speak positively. And then I already told you guys to celebrate every win. Small or big, you want to celebrate it. So that's what I really wanted to share with y'all today. I told you it was going to be short and sweet. I just want to encourage you not to allow fear to hold you back. Another couple of things I wanted to tell you. Sometimes when you can acknowledge fear, or maybe you can't acknowledge what it is that's holding you back, you really don't know. This is where I want to encourage you all to seek help. Go see a therapist. Go see a counselor. Go see a life coach. Maybe go see all of the above. Go see someone who can help you sit down and talk out what's going on in here and what's going on in your heart so that you can address and deal with those things. So like I said, I wasn't going to be long. I just wanted to encourage y'all not to allow fear to hold you back. Take some steps moving forward so that you can accomplish the goals and dreams you have for your business. Y'all have a fabulous evening.